We have the third largest aviation network in the world, behind only the United States and China. We are an island nation that needs to be connected with the rest of the world. The aviation sector is therefore vital to our economy. It directly contributed £14 billion to GDP in 2023 and provided over 140,000 jobs in 2022. Expanding our air capacity will no doubt improve our connectivity, create jobs and boost trade. But it must be thought through properly. But sadly, the government's aviation policy seems to be all over the place. In late January, the Chancellor announced her backing for various infrastructure development schemes, two of which are focused on new airport runways. Firstly, she said she would back a third runway at Heathrow. While there is certainly an economic case to make for this, expanding Heathrow is a complex, high-stakes project which will have far-reaching consequences for a huge number of people. It has some very significant and expensive difficulties which need to be considered and worked through. If the government are genuinely serious about Heathrow expansion, they need to have answers to the following questions. How will the M25 and M4 be rerouted to accommodate the third runway? Who will pay for it and how much? What will happen to the reservoirs west of Heathrow? What about the large incinerator that will have to be demolished and rebuilt elsewhere? How will Labour address the concerns of hundreds of thousands of people who will find themselves under a flight path if the runway gets built? And what is the plan for the hundreds of homes that will have to be forcibly purchased and demolished? Despite so far not having any of the answers to these questions, the Chancellor has publicly said that she expects spades in the ground by 2029 and an operational third runway by 2035. On the face of it, this is wildly unrealistic, given the lengthy planning process and legal challenges that we are bound to see from residents, local authorities and environmental groups. The likelihood of significant delays is near certain. The second aviation scheme that she threw her support behind was a second runway at Gatwick. This is a far simpler and cheaper scheme than Heathrow, and the Secretary of State for Transport was widely expected to approve the scheme at the end of February. However, to the surprise of many in the industry, she delayed the decision, extending the deadline until October. The government are citing concerns about the proportion of passengers who travel to the airport by train, but this is something over which Gatwick Airport have no control, and dithering like this could end up making the project uninvestable. The Chancellor's announcement in January looks more and more like a panicked, knee-jerk reaction to adverse economic responses to her floundering approach to managing the economy. A smokescreen behind which she can hide to fool people into thinking that she is serious about economic growth, deflecting attention from the damage her policies have directly caused. Britain and our aviation industry deserve better than this. And as Shadow Transport Secretary, I will be working on a sensible and deliverable aviation strategy to deliver the jobs, investment and growth that we so desperately need.